Hello Milky friends, Milkstool here with you for another Idle Heroes video. How are you? I hope you're well. Today we're going to talk about some of the Celestial Island optimizations that I've made, or I think people can make, and I've come to realize. These are just my views and opinions. Invariably, some of them will be wrong because of my misinterpretation of the game, but if I am wrong, please do tell me. I'm not perfect. So without any further ado, let's get into it. So Celestial Island, it's what, like 2 days since it's dropped. Everyone's, tinker around with it and probably fully understand it better now. And I think I've given some misinformation about Cloud Island on my first video, and I'll correct that in this video. But this video is very much about optimization and how to get the most out of it. Or well, in my perspective on how to get the most out of it. So then, the first thing I noticed with Celestial Island, this main bit. What do we call this main bit, by the way? So if I go to Cloud Island map, no, go back. It's got no name. So this main bit on Celestial Island. If your sole objective is about maximizing prosperity points, one of the cheapest way to actually get prosperity points is by upgrading the Stone of Void Mine. What I've realized is, and unfortunately I can't show you the start of a level 1 mine. What I've realized when I was upgrading the Stone of Void Mine was the gold and voidstone cost is a lot cheaper than what it costs to upgrade the gold mine, the Stardust mine, and the gem mine, right? And a level 60 Stone of Void Mine gives you as many prosperity points, C300, as a fully upgraded, that's not fully upgraded, as a fully upgraded gold mine, 300. So basically a level 60 any mine will give you 300 prosperity points. But if you're looking to do it on the cheap, rather than go for gold, pink dust, or gems, you should stack it into the Stone of Void mine. I'm just gonna call it voidstone. So the voidstone mine, because when I did it, I realized that it was a lot cheaper. You were gonna get a good bang for buck. So then you're probably asking, well, why do I care about prosperity points? So if you haven't worked it out by now, these prosperity points basically give you a boost, right? If you get so many prosperity points, you get to the next level, prosperity level, and the higher your prosperity level, the more gem bonuses you get. Basically a boost to the mine, right? So how do you get prosperity points on this map? The only way to get prosperity points is to upgrade all those buildings. That's basically it, right? So those are the mines. These little statues, I mean, again, if your sole objective is to maximize the number of prosperity points, you're obviously then going to spread out amongst attack, HP, and speed. When you upgrade these buildings, you're going to spread it out rather than concentrate like I did on speed and then attack and then now HP. Because I think what happens is, if I look at the numbers, every time you see my building still on level 1, all right, it says upgrade all the aura levels to 3 to unlock the next level. Basically, it needs you to upgrade these attributes in sync in order for this building to level up, right? So if you look at this one, I think I've upgraded this to level 3, to level 2. Yeah. Basically, you need to upgrade. So basically, to get this corresponding prosperity level on the right, all the stats here, all these attributes here, how you see how it says level 26 attack, level 3 aura, level 30 speed, they basically all need to be that level. Like, so if you get level 5 everything, you're gonna get 111 prosperity points. So I've decided not to go with that strategy because I think my sole objective is not about maximizing prosperity points, but I can see where some people will be like, you know what, I'm never gonna win PvP. I only care about PvE, or I know my place in PvP, and I will spend that much, right? Fuck that. I just rather get more resources now. So, Matt, Milkstool, maybe your strategy, therefore then makes sense, right? Because the only reason why you would invest in speed then attack is if you're PvP focused like I am. But if you're like, and I want to do reasonably well, but if you're comfortable where you are with PvP and you may be more PvE focused, and certainly if you're free to play and you don't really spend anything on this game, it's in your interest to maximize prosperity points because then you get just way more resources from these mines a lot quicker than anyone else would, right? So then in that instance, it's actually worth your while, like I said, to just upgrade these 3 attributes concurrently in tandem, right? 1, 1, 1, rather than me. Just focus all in on one, all in on another. Because the higher level, the more it costs in terms of these yellow medallions, not the gold necessarily. Those yellow medallions, how the cost of those go up as you get higher, right? So you could basically, you can either have, for I think probably, and I'm making the numbers up, right? But this is just an example. You get the idea. You can have level 30 speed, or you can have level 10 everything else, right? And that'll get you level 30 speed by itself gets you makes you level 1 building prosperity, gets you nothing. But level 10 gets you, and that's where it caps out. Level 10 gets you 200 building prosperity points, right? So that's the sort of other tweak optimization to be aware of. The third optimization that you should be aware of is your ability to use decorative buildings. So if you construct, you go to decorative buildings, you can spend void stones to basically get 30. So every 50 void stone you get a little decoration, and you can use that decoration basically to get more points, more of these prosperity points, right? And if you're wondering, you're like, well, Melchor, why don't I just cover the whole map in decorations? The reason why you can't cover the whole map in decorations and get lots of prosperity points is because, and I've tested it before, the decorative building, you see at the bottom here, how it says there's 300 prosperity points, that caps out at 1,500 points, right? After 1,500 points worth of decorations, they're not going to give you any more prosperity points, right? Because then you can just flood your whole map. So I already tested that out. So if you've got void stone up here that are saved up, because like, you know, you're like, ooh, why don't I just save it for something good? Like say you might be saving it for an upgrade to a furnace, or you might be saving it because, you know, you want to construct this other material. If you are saving it, what I will say to you is just use the points to build a decorative building. Plonk it down, because you get the prosperity points straight away. And when you decide you need that void stone material, you can basically bin it, right? And you get the void stone refunded for free. You don't lose anything, right? So it's kind of like money, right? You can either put it under your mattress and it earns no interest, or you can put it in the bank and you can get a little bit of interest. That's exactly how to think of this optimization. That void stone, you can leave it up here, right? And have it earn no interest, or you can use it to buy a bunch of decorations, and hopefully it gets you to the next prosperity level where you get a boost on one of these mines and gives you just that extra 10%. It's not a lot, but if you're trying to get everything out of this game, especially if you're a free-to-play player, something to think about, right? So that's the other tip I'll give you. And by the way, I also tested this. You're probably like, well, once you get a level, do you actually lose a level? So for example, once you get to prosperity, from prosperity, say for me, 21 to 22, could I not just remove all the decorations and then I get to keep the level? It doesn't work that way. If you take away the decorations, they take away the points, and they also take away, because you lose points, you also go up and down prosperity levels. I originally thought that once you had gained a prosperity level, you could not go backwards. You can absolutely go backwards. Now, with that in mind, moving to the galleries, I don't actually know if they can take levels away from you. I haven't actually tested it, right? So I don't know if once you've hit level 14, because you have to press this button on the top right, this up arrow, to upgrade these galleries every time you get enough points, right? So I don't know, in the same way that they can take away prosperity points and prosperity levels if you take away decorations, can they actually do that on any of these galleries? Why that's important is because, let me give you an example. So right now I have enough. I used to have a magic stone sword, a 6-star, a radiant magic stone sword. So here, artifact gallery, if you don't know, you can only get points for having radiant artifacts. I used to radiant pay to win artifacts, I should say. So right now I have enough items or ingredients to basically get, not a radiant, a splendid, sorry, these splendid artifacts. Right now I have enough ingredients to get a splendid magic stone sword. I have a radiant magic stone sword and I have a spare one on the side. I deconstructed it because I was like, well, it costs a lot to have a splendid magic stone sword. I'd rather have a sort of radiant magic stone sword because it's not really that useful. That, as well as on my Garuda, I have a radiant torch. right? Wildfire Torch. For me, it's better to have 2 Radiants than 1 Splendid and 1 kind of glittery, right? That's just how my mind works. Because I'm doing sort of, I'm doing Guild War, and I'm also doing a bit of Seal Land. So I need that extra boost here and there. Where am I? Why am I going in the wrong place? So I could have a lot of Splendid artifacts, or I could just spread that artifact essence out and have just the configurations that I want, right? So I have 3 Demon Bells. Arguably, you could say to me, look, Milkstall, you can actually have, maybe 2 Radiant Demon Bells, as well as just 1 Splendid and 2 Splendid Demon Bells. That could be just a better configuration for you in terms of energy feed, and probably is, right? My point is this. I've waffled along. Without knowing, look, if they can't take levels away from you, right, what you can do is, when Ormus's Workshop opens up next, is to basically, if you've got 2 Radiant artifacts, combined, assuming you have all the necessary just base ingredients, combine the 2 Radiants into 1 Splendid, level up, and if they can't take the level away from you, once you've leveled up, just deconstruct those artifacts and get it back to the original configuration that you want, right? Hopefully that makes sense. It's a small tweak, but it gets you the next level straight away. And look, the points boost, the percentage buff isn't probably enough, but if you're sort of OCD like me and trying to squeeze blood out of a rock, something to consider, right? So that's another small optimization. Skin Gallery is very interesting, and there's a bit of math involved, right? So the basics of it is this. The only time you can get, here's how you can get points for Skin Gallery, right? So if we go to and now because I'm using a tablet, I can actually draw what I'm talking about. So with Skin Gallery, you basically get points for legendary skins, right? So there is normal legendary skins. Why can I not, right? Because that's normal ledge skin, and then there is festival ledge skin, right? And if you look at the cost to upgrade these items, they vary, right? So you basically have to sacrifice, let's just call it limited skins. You have to sacrifice yellow border skins or the limited skins to upgrade these legendary. And for normal, it's 25 skins. And for legendary, it's 30 skins. But the number of points that you get for upgrading these skins to legendary and therefore getting it recognized in the gallery is different. You only get gallery points. You only get 6 for a normal skin, but you get 12 points for that. So instantly you're like, well, Milkstall, if you divide gallery points by normal skins, it looks like, upgrading festival skins is much better bang for my buck. Yeah, that's what it is, right? So it's a question of how many normal skins do you need? 30 divided by 12, or sorry, should I say, what's the math? The math is, the math is basically how many skins do you need per point, right? So 30 divided by 12 is, if I get the calculator out on my phone, is 2.5. So you need 2.5 skins, normal skins per point, right? You're basically looking for the lowest value. 25 divided by 6 is basically 4.2, all right? So basically, you spend way less skin, you spend way less skin to get these gallery points when you're upgrading festival legendary skins. So the solid is, as you probably worked out by now, is you have a limited amount of food, these normal skins. When you are using them, where do you best use that resource? It's upgrading festival legendary skins, right? So that's where the math comes into it. Now, if you go back to that screen, some of you are probably like, well, Milkstall, there's also the bond element, right? Surely you've got to consider that. That's right? So why are we not syncing? Come on, machine. Let's go back to the skin gallery. So you go back to the skin gallery, you go to the skin bond. Yeah, that's right. So if you get a pairing or basically, if you light up all these, if you manage to get the legendary for all these skin combos, you get bonus points, right? And these are, originally in my first video, I said, look, these are all basically festival limited skins. It's probably going to be really hard for anyone to get. That's not actually true. There are some limited skin ones here, like this Angel Band. These are limited skins. These aren't festival skins, right? So you can get it out of the chest. Similarly, these Arm Core ones, you can get out of the chest. These aren't festival limited, right? So if you upgrade these, you get bonus points. And so you're like, well, you've already upgraded these. Are these better value? Not necessarily. So again, here's the math. Here's the math. If you get a bonus, so it's just, I'm just gonna call this normal ledge bond skin, right? It's still 25 per skin to upgrade. Sorry, 25 per, it's 25 per skin to upgrade. But because you get a bonus 6 points for getting it matched, the gallery points you get on a sort of per skin basis is 9, right? So then the math is 25 divided by 9. It's less than 3. 25 divided by 9. Come on, machine. It's 2.7, right? So basically, that should give you an idea about in what order you should sacrifice your normal skins to upgrade to legendary skins. I used to collect skins because, it's just something to collect, but there's literally no incentive to have all these skins lying around anymore, right? You should be dumping all your skins, any spare skins you are not using. You should be just sacrificing it to get these legendary skins to upgrade your gallery to get the stats boost. Like the stats boosts are worth way more than just having a lot of skins around. But what this tells you is the upgrade order. You should upgrade Festival Legendary skins first, normal Legendary Bond skins second, and then normal skins third in the gallery. Again, you're constraining resources, number of normal skins that you have, the food, right? So you have to be very strategic in how you spend it. Obviously, 0 is any legendary skin, Festival Legendary Skin Bond that will that you have. But look, not everyone's going to have these bonds available, right? Those are, I'm assuming, quite hard to get, right? So if we go back, why do you keep signing out? If you go back here, like I said, a lot of these, this is a festival limited skin. Elegant and Violent, these are festival limited skins. Love Song, these are festival limited skins. Love Guardian, Michelle is a festival limited skin, right? Very, very hard to get. And so obviously, if you're given a chance to pick a festival limited skin, you should, or roll for one using your diamonds. You should absolutely roll for one that is on here, or that is going to let you complete a bond match. Like, so here, Love Guardian, I would absolutely try and get a Michelle if I am never given the opportunity again to roll for a festival limited skin. What else should you know? The other thing that you should know is that you get basically 3 points per match, or 6 points overall. So there's 2 skins here, you get 6 points. Here, 4 of them, you get 12 points, right? The only place where this isn't true and it breaks, where they fucked up the math, is basically this. 3 skins, you should get 9 points, but you only get 6 points, right? So basically, these ones I would leave for last, these legendary combos, Undertale, Naughty Ghost, they fucked up the math. Anyway, so that's a lot of talk there, but it had to be talked through. So skin gallery, that's how you think through the optimization, right? Then if you go to avatar gallery, look, these avatars basically you can buy in the shop. So if you go here, so where are we? Shop. So if you go to the shop, store, and these tokens that you basically get from the arena, so not free team up arena, but all the other arenas, Trial of the Champion, Interdimensional Arena. You basically get these tokens, and these tokens, I've been exchanging them like everyone else for profit orbs because they're the best value, but you can get avatars, and these avatars, basically, 1,000 a piece or 5 profit orbs, they're going to help you light up the gallery, right? And so invariably, I'm sure at some point in time, I'm going to buy those avatars. The problem is I'm trying to work out, because next week's event or the following week's event, the Mid-Autumn Festival, Basically, you need profit orbs. They said save profit orbs. So it's a question of how many profit orbs do I need? Or rather, no, the first question is, what am I getting for the profit orbs? That'll tell me then whether or not I actually still need profit orbs, right? Because if I don't need those profit orbs, I'm just going to buy all the avatars that I can buy to light up this gallery just to get the attribute buffs, right? Avatar frame, if you've got a couple lying around, you should just fuse them all together, and you should only just invest in the one, because they only count fully upgraded avatars here, avatar frames in the gallery. They don't count sort of just all the ones that haven't been upgraded. So that is the avatar gallery. The final one is the resonance, the equipment gallery. There's no optimization here. It's just, you got to build as many resonance suits as possible, and they're expensive, right? So then let's go to Cloud Island. Cloud Island, there's only one mini optimization or like hack that I'm familiar with. And the reason why you're like, Meltsteel, why does your settlement look like shit? Why is everything on one side? I don't give a shit about how it looks. This layout basically makes it easy for me to dump decorations in, right? And why do you care about decorations, Meltsteel? Because decorations, guys, decorations is the cheap way to get cozy points. See, you need 3,000 cozy points to unlock the second area. The second area allows me to build another one of these houses that allows me to house an individual, right? And in this game, I think it's probably a lot better to have many houses than it is to just focus on one house and upgrade the fuck out of these residential buildings. I think. I haven't done the math. Someone needs to hack it for me. But I think it's almost better to have lots of houses, or certainly at the start, right? Lots of houses than it is to focus on upgrading these mini residential buildings. And so you're like, well, Meltsteel, the only way to get cozy points really is to upgrade these houses. Yes. And you need these materials to upgrade these houses, which are fucking hard to get, right? So what I've realized is the hack is, and they're probably going to close this loophole because this is the dumbest hack in the world. It's not even really a hack because you can do it, right? You're not hacking anything. But basically, the amount of cozy points that they give up, it's only 10, but guess what? You can fill up a fuck ton of that map with these little decorations. Like, so I filled it out with, I don't have enough Stone Boy, but I think there's about 1,000 cozy points when I did the math the other day of decorations you can dump in. Yeah, there's 1,000 cozy points with the decorations, and you're like, well, what's the benefit of using decorations to get cozy points? The cost of it's kind of like, what's the minimum cost price you have to expend per cozy point? If you look at the sort of the material that you have to use to get cozy points, you either upgrade the buildings using these building supplies, which again aren't necessarily that easy to get, right? Sealand 20 plus, you can smash it, or you can like do really well on it. Realmsgate Void Corruption 100 is the other place to get it. Tower of Dreams is the other place you can get it. It's slow going. It's not that quick, because once you get to a certain level, like level 5, you need a lot of resources to keep going. So the only other place that you can get cozy points is actually building these decorations. And guess what? You don't need building materials to get the decorations. You only need void stone, which is why I dumped all my resources here. I'm going to fill up my map with these little sunflowers. And by the way, when you're building decorations, it goes without saying, and you're probably like, duh, Meltsteel, that's just obvious. You should be going for the 1 square decorations, right? Don't go for this clothing or this drying rack. This drying rack is 2 squares. It's going to take up 2 squares. It costs the same, but it's going to, and it gives you the same amount of cozy points, but it takes up 2 squares, right? Your job is to maximize the amount of decorations you can have in the limited area that's given to you. And like I said, I think you can get 1,000 cozy points from decorations just using a void stone without using these hard to get materials, especially this toolbox, which is incredibly hard to get, and I think is a big constraining resource because it's not actually something you can build in the furnace. All the other building materials you can get built in the furnace. Toolbox is not something you can build in the furnace. Anyway, guys, those are my hacks. Hope you found that useful. Again, sorry, not hacks, they're optimizations. If there are optimizations that you do that I've missed, please tell me down below in the comments. Again, always interested in learning and just getting better. Thanks for watching as always. Hope you have a great day. Thanks, guys.